Hello, bass players. Today, again, the upper strings, violins, violas, and cellos are continuing to work on a new finger pattern with high third finger and the extension. We are going to be venturing into half position today. So remember, half position is when you play that note that is between the nut at the end of the fingerboard and your first position, first finger tape. So there is another note back here. And the G sharp that the other students are learning on their D string, you're going to go ahead and play in half position on the G string. So that note is first finger, and you just have to kind of move the hand back and make sure that it is halfway in between there, and then work on tuning it. And for this first exercise, you'll start there, but then when it's time to play the F sharp, you do need to move back into first position. So hopefully that's clear in the diagrams. Let's go ahead and play number 52. Let's read G sharp. Good. So remember that when your open string here is a G, that is G natural, and if there's a sharp sign on that note or in the key signature, then you do need to play it half step higher. So that's where the half position comes in. And in this case, the sharp is written as what we call an accidental, meaning it's applied to the individual note. Anytime you have a sharp on a note or a flat or a natural as an accidental, it is good for the rest of the measure. So the first note in that one is marked G sharp, and then that also makes the rest of the notes in that measure also G sharp. Notice how there's a new sharp every time you get to a new measure. That's because the bar line does cancel out the accidental, so they do have to put it again if they want you to continue to play G sharp. The other way that they can indicate it is to put a key signature, and you'll see that later on this page. We're going to go ahead and do number 53. This one has the same notes in it as the last one with the addition of A. And when you play the G sharp in half position, if you want to go up to the next note A, you can just use second finger for that. That would normally be first finger in first position. Nice. Next one jumps around a little bit more, so watch carefully for the notes, and we're continuing to play that G sharp in half position. And for this one, we're actually, because we don't play the F sharp in the first measure, we go from E to G sharp. We're going to start in half position. That puts our second finger on the note E. So second finger in half position is E, and that'll put you in position for the G sharp. You will need to go back to first position, however, every time you see that Roman numeral 1 underneath to reach that F sharp. Here we go. It's higher and higher. All right, so that one was a little bit trickier, but you just have to get used to the shifting back and forth. We're going to go ahead and play our A major scale now. So this one starts on the open A string, and this will be a good warm-up for when we practice our A major scale for our regular scale practice. This one is all in first position except the top two notes, G sharp and A, are in half position. So just follow the fingering in the book or watch me. This one does not repeat the top note, so you could play it like a round, but it does not ask for you to do that, so we won't have any extra measures at the end. Our last one on the page is the Essential Elements quiz, which is called Song for Anne. And this one uses a lot of the notes of the A major scale. In fact, it uses all of the notes that we just played in the A major scale. you go in the second line, you go F sharp, 1, 2 for G sharp A, and then as you're shifting as you're going to the next A, you shift to the first finger, and so you don't have to play that G sharp again. So that's a good spot to change back to first position, to be in position for the F sharp. So I hope this all makes sense to you. This page is a little bit more challenging than the last page because it's got all those G sharps and a little bit of shifting between first position and half position. But just remember that shifting is your way of life on the bass, and you really want to be comfortable navigating your whole fingerboard. So good luck and happy practicing.